Picture this. Tomorrow dawns with a chilling uncertainty as the world stands on the precipice of an unprecedented catastrophe. The echoes of war drums resonate across continents, and tension fills the air like an electric storm about to break loose. In this hypothetical scenario, the specter of World War III looms ominously, casting a shadow over every corner of the globe. The ramifications of such a cataclysmic event would be unimaginable, reshaping the course of history and plunging humanity into a maelstrom of chaos, uncertainty, and despair. As the world holds its breath, we delve into the hypothetical repercussions of a conflict of this magnitude, a struggle that would redefine the very fabric of human existence. Today, we will talk about what would happen if World War III happened tomorrow. Causes of the Third World War. There are a number of different circumstances that could result in the commencement of World War. There are a number of significant reasons that could potentially lead to such a scenario. These drivers include ideological disagreements, resource scarcity, technical developments, and international tensions between powerful nations. In recent years, there has been a rise in the intensity of geopolitical rivalries and territorial disputes, which has fueled concerns about the state of global security. Geopolitical rivalries, the fight for domination between major countries such as the United States, China, and Russia, has risen in numerous regions. This competition is taking place in various places. The competition for influence and control over critical resources, territory, and trade routes can inflame already explosive situations and increase the likelihood of their escalation into armed conflict. Scarcity of resources. The growing demand for scarce resources such as water, food, and energy may intensify pre-existing tensions and lead to conflict between countries. This may be the case because these resources are in limited supply. Because of rising population levels and deteriorating environmental conditions, there is a growing concern about the availability of resources. Conflicts of ideology. Differences in political ideology, religious views, and cultural values can all contribute to antagonism between countries. The annals of history demonstrate that ideological disagreements have the capacity to be a driving force behind armed conflict. Furthermore, the existence of extremist ideologies exacerbates the dangers that could arise. Technological advancement. The advancement of technology has bestowed upon humanity a great number of advantages. Nevertheless, it has also made people susceptible to a plethora of new dangers. The proliferation of cutting-edge weaponry, cyber warfare capabilities, and autonomous weapon systems has the potential to elevate the stakes in any possible conflicts that may arise. Consequences of World War III. In the event that there was a World War III, the repercussions would be unimaginably devastating and would reach well beyond the borders of the battlefield. The following are some of the conceivable results that highlight the critical nature of preventing such a catastrophic event. Loss of life and destruction. It is very possible that World War II will result in a significant amount of loss of life, not just among fighters, but also among civilian populations. The employment of sophisticated weaponry, such as nuclear and cyber weapons, might result in levels of destruction and fatalities not seen before in human history. The use of nuclear weapons in a global conflict is the most haunting prospect. The devastation caused by the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki during World War II was already immense, with hundreds of thousands of lives lost in an instant. However, the nuclear weapons available today are far more powerful than those used in the past, capable of causing far greater destruction. If nuclear weapons were to be employed in World War II, the consequences would extend far beyond the immediate blast zones. The resultant radioactive fallout, nuclear winter, and long-term health effects on survivors could have a devastating impact on global populations for generations to come. In addition to physical destruction, the potential for cyber warfare is a significant concern in modern warfare. Cyber attacks have the ability to disrupt vital infrastructures such as power grids, communication networks, and financial systems, leading to chaos and loss of life indirectly. A sophisticated cyber attack could cripple essential services and disrupt supply chains, resulting in food and medical shortages. Hospitals and emergency services could become overwhelmed, exacerbating the loss of life and making recovery efforts even more challenging. Environmental destruction. The use of nuclear weapons and major military operations would create serious environmental damage, which would lead to long-term implications such as nuclear winter, climate change, and changes in ecosystems. The use of nuclear weapons and massive military operations would cause severe environmental damage. The collapse of the economy. A worldwide battle of this size would have a debilitating effect on the economy of the entire planet. It would severely disrupt global trade and commerce. Nations engaged in the conflict would divert resources towards their military efforts, leading to reduced production and exports of goods and services. International supply chains, which are deeply interconnected and dependent on the smooth flow of goods, would be severely disrupted or severed entirely. This disruption would lead to shortages of essential goods and commodities, further exacerbating the economic downturn. Humanitarian crisis. There would be a tremendous influx of refugees as a result of the displacement of millions of people. It would be extremely difficult for humanitarian organizations to deliver help and assistance to individuals who were affected, which would exacerbate the suffering of vulnerable communities. Escalation of conflicts. World War II has the potential to set off a domino effect of existing hostilities, bringing in additional nations and alliances. World War II could trigger the escalation of existing regional conflicts. Many regions around the world are already grappling with ongoing tensions, territorial disputes, and historical grievances. The outbreak of a global conflict could provide an opportunity for these simmering conflicts to erupt into open warfare. The alliances and treaties that nations have established over the years could come into play during a major conflict. For example, military pacts, mutual defense treaties, and security agreements could draw in countries that are obliged to support their allies in times of war. World War II could amplify existing geopolitical rivalries, leading to a struggle for dominance and influence in various regions. Powerful nations seeking to expand their sphere of influence might seize the opportunity to intervene in conflicts or support proxy wars to advance their interests. Lessons from the past. The lessons of history need to be learned by humanity in order to forestall a recurrence of the catastrophic world conflicts that have occurred in the past and to ensure that there is peace and cooperation among nations. Some essential lessons include diplomacy and dialogue. Diplomacy and dialogue must always be the preferred means of settling issues. In order for nations to resolve their conflicts in a peaceful manner, they need to engage in open communication, negotiation, and compromise. International collaboration. Multilateral institutions, such as the United Nations, play a significant role in the facilitation of international collaboration and in the resolution of disputes. This is especially true in the context of international cooperation. Building up these institutions and fostering a sense of global unity is absolutely necessary if we want to avoid future crises. Disarmament and weapons control. Efforts to achieve nuclear disarmament and weapons control are absolutely necessary if we are to have any hope of lowering the likelihood of a devastating war. It is imperative that countries collaborate in order to restrain the spread of weapons of mass destruction and advance the cause of armaments reduction. Dealing with the causes at their source. It is essential, in order to stop conflicts from getting worse, to deal with the causes at their source, such as poverty, inequality, and social unrest. It is possible for nations to construct more stable communities if they prioritize environmentally responsible growth and social fairness. Creating alliances and partnerships. Countries should make it a priority to work toward creating alliances and partnerships based on mutual respect and common ideals. In times of crisis, robust international partnerships have the potential to both strengthen security and foster cooperation. The example of World War I serves as a cautionary tale of how regional conflicts, entangled alliances, and geopolitical rivalries can escalate into a global war with devastating consequences. While the context of World War I would be different, historical precedents highlight the need for vigilance, diplomacy, and cooperation among nations to prevent conflicts from spiraling out of control. It is essential for the international community to learn from history and work towards resolving disputes through peaceful means, engaging in constructive dialogue, and promoting mutual understanding. Building strong international institutions and fostering a culture of conflict prevention are vital steps in ensuring a secure and peaceful future for humanity. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.